The OHSAA Game of the Week on Spectrum News 1 is presented by Baldwin Wallace University, a confident The OHSAA Game of the Week on Spectrum News 1 is presented by Baldwin Wallace University, a confident choice for exceptional learning. Visit the website at bw.edu.
Wadsworth takes the field. Elyria getting ready to take the field. It is a cool fall evening. Weather in the 40s, no rain expected. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by the Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Take us for a little bit of a drive, Ryan.
Well, Elyria is going to have a significant size advantage up front. They want to run the football, so for them, they've got to lean on Wadsworth and make them feel their physicality and weight. And for Wadsworth, they're undersized on defense. They need to establish the run on offense, so they have to be physical in all three phases of tonight's football game.
Again, the keys to the game brought to you by the Northern Ohio Honda dealers. As we get set to kick off the OHSAA playoffs, you see some of that size for the Elyria Pioneers as the marching band, a large contingent, clearing the field as we get set to get it underway.
And there's big number 77 to the right of our screen there. That's Jackson Goodspeed. He's 6'2", 285. He's getting the start tonight at center, and he's only a freshman.
And it's his first start of the season on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, 6'2", 285. We were down on the field, Dave. We saw Jackson, and he didn't look much like a freshman, I'll tell you that.
No, he did not. All right, we get set to get things underway. Artwright Stadium as OHSAA playoffs. Spectrum News 1, the official home of the OHSAA playoffs. And it will be Elyria getting the football first. Tonight's opening kickoff is presented by D&S Heating and Cooling. As always, we appreciate all of the sponsors as kickoff is presented by D&S Heating and Cooling.
Dave, Elyria won the toss, and they elected to take the football. Let's see what they do with it. Again, expect a run-heavy offense from the Elyria Pioneers.
Jack Dinwiddie teeing it up to kick it away. Number 42 for Wadsworth in red. And back deep, Jasir Lucky, as well as Gilbert. And a lot of speed for the Elyria Pioneers. Barker also back deep, and it's going to be Jasir Lucky from his 5. Good coverage by the Grizzlies as they get to him before he gets to the 20. So the first possession for the Elyria Pioneers will begin inside their own 20-yard line. Their quarterback is Ryan Klotz. He is a 5'9", 150-pound senior. 72 of 152, 952 throwing the football. 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Not a real threat to run the football. They let that to Lance Glover and Jaden Gilbert, and there is Lance Glover, the big talented back. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation. That's Jaden Gilbert in motion, and there's Glover. And looked like he was shut down, and he finds a little bit of a seam and gets out near the 20-yard line.
Ended up with about a 4-yard run there, did Glover, and you saw right away the quick jump cut through the hole. There's Peyton Pappas, number 10, in on the tackle from the defensive end spot.
Pick up a 4, so it is 2nd down and 6 for the Pioneers.
Only 5 men in the box for Wadsworth, so look for the guys covering the slot as well as the safeties to rush into the box to help on run support.
High snap. Klotz comes away with it. They get it to Jaden Gilbert. Gilbert brought down in the backfield. The loss back to the 16-yard line. It's a nice play by Klotz to bring down that throw. It was Davis Nye making the tackle.
Very athletic play by Klotz. He puts his eyes right on his receiver. But, Dave, these quick now routes, those are all about the timing and how fast can you get it out to Jaden Gilbert in space. Due to the snap, the timing wasn't there, and it results in a loss of 2 yards.
Linebacker Isaiah Johnson also in on that, it was Carson Bucks in on that tackle as well. Klotz pressured, and he's brought down at the 15-yard line. A good job of crashing in and making the play defensively. That was Ian Kaufman. And a couple of negative plays in a punting situation for Elyria is lining up to kick it away at his 2-yard line. Is Darius Atley, and it's a short kick. Takes a little bit of an Elyria bounce out near midfield, and it will roll into Wadsworth territory, but good field position for the Grizzlies to start their first possession on offense. And they'll mark it at the 47. The starting quarterback for the Grizzlies, Luke Fisher, 88 of 154, 1,460 yards, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
And that was those numbers. It's important to note he missed at least 3 games, 3 starts in the middle of the season. We'll get into Luke Fisher's story as this game goes on.
So they stacked 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Arnold in motion, that's the H-back, and now they'll motion out Figure and a timeout. Timeout called by Justin Todd and the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Didn't like the defensive look that he got.
This is going to be interesting to see what Wadsworth does offensively. Coach Todd, like most teams, a lot of coaches will say, well, we want to be balanced. He says balance offensively is different. It's moving the chains, controlling the ball, and scoring points. So, balanced as far as productivity, not necessarily an even run-to-pass split. He agrees more of how does the game flow go, what are we doing well, and let's ride the hot hand.
Figure motions out in the flag now. False start.
Okay. Part of the snap. False start. Offense number 53. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So it'll be 1st and 15
Yeah, they got the left tackle, Evan Crowley, moving.
So Figure Eight, they get it to Stack quickly. Breaks one tackle, will Stack, shakes another, and picks up the 5 they lost on the false start, and it was Jaden Gilbert, one of the linebackers.
Yeah, well, this is the third time they tried to run this play. They took a timeout, then an offsides, a motion penalty rather. But this is the guy, Dave, we featured at the start, Will Stack, and they're going to find different ways to get him the football. And right away, you see they want to get him involved, and here he is again.
They go top of the screen. Stack trying to find a block, and he gets across midfield and to the 49-yard line. Isaiah Johnson. We're going to call his name a lot. He's all over the field.
Yeah, Isaiah, you're looking at Darius Atley, number 35. But number 12, Isaiah Johnson, is the heart and soul of this team. He's in on virtually every tackle, Dave, and if he's not in on it, he's standing right next to it.
3rd down and 6 as they make up 9 of the yards they had. 1st and 15. And pass and getting tangled up, and they say nope, incidental. Intended receiver was Davis Nye. Grizzlies fans looking for a flag. They're not going to get it.
You know what I think is interesting, Dave? Here, you're going to see them just get tripped up, and both guys go down. So who tripped who?
Yeah.
You know, in those instances, I mean, the offense and the home team thinks the wide receiver was tripped, but the defensive player has every right to the ball as much as he does to the offensive player. So when their legs get tangled, I know offensive people don't like that, but I don't know who tripped who.
It's a good point. 4th and 6, and Davis Nye, the guy who got tripped offensively, lines up in punt formation, a flag. Offsides against the Pioneers.
Part of the snap. Encroachment defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So now it's 4th and 1, and it looks like the offense may come onto the field.
Yeah, if they're going to jump, they're going to move from 4th to 6 to 4th and 1. Coach Todd is saying, come on, O-line. There's Coach Justin Todd. He's saying, we're going to make them pay. We got to be able to get a yard.
Luke Fisher, the quarterback, goes 6'1", 195. Movement again. Offsides again.
Part of the snap. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
So 2 encroachment penalties, 10 yards on a 4th and 6 equal a 1st down. So it's 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Pioneers.
And credit quarterback Luke Fisher. There he is with the hard count. And they almost got him again. You know, they're showing blitz up the middle. It's Jaden Gilbert, and we'll see if he comes.
Quickly out, incomplete. And they were looking for Stack, but Fisher off the mark, 2nd down and 10.
It might have been a little too quick. You know, in a hurry to get the football out and just a little off target. And it's important for a quarterback. You know, you got to get your feet set. Got to get your body pointed to where you're throwing it. Sometimes when it's the quick game, those quick passes, you get a little lackadaisical with your technique, and it can result in an errant pass.
Figure gets out to the 35. Pretty good pickup. Kyle Figure has gained 761 yards, 14 touchdowns on the year. The main ball carrier for the Grizzlies.
Running behind the left guard, Jared Pasco, in the center, John Byers that time. TJ Hardy, the right guard, he's 6'4", 300. And the right tackle, Aaron Reese.
3rd and 6, Fisher has some time. Trying to buy some more. Flag. It is caught. Heck of a catch. But a flag on the play. Stack with the catch.
Yeah, they're going to get right tackle Aaron Reese for a block in the back or a hold.
He has the answer.
Holding. Offense, number 56. 10 yards from the spot. Replay, 3rd down.
So Reese was blocking, and his man turns around, and right there he grabs him. So it was as his quarterback rolled, Darius Atley saw it, spun to chase him. Reese grabbed him in the back, and there were 2 officials staring right there because, Reese is out in the open. He's the right tackle. He's kick-stepping. They're going one-on-one. There's no interior lineman around him, and that's an easier call for the officials to make.
3rd down and 23. Taking a shot, looking for Stack. He's got it. Stack at the 20. Will Stack. Touchdown Grizzlies on the pass from Luke Fisher to Will Stack. And it's 6-0 Wadsworth.
So the beautiful pass by Luke Fisher, dropping it over top of the linebacker, just barely clearing the reach. Dave, you know what I like about this? I like the pass. I like the catch. How about Davis Nye? Boom, getting a block on Hagler. And you see Will Stack, as he's running, already getting the football ready to adjust it, to get it inside the pylon. Wadsworth strikes first.
Dunwoody knocks it through. 7-0 Wadsworth leading, 7:37 remaining in the first quarter. It's the OHSAA playoffs here on Spectrum News 1. That was the 4th touchdown reception of the season for Will Stack, and it gives the Grizzlies a 7-0 lead. About 4.5 minutes into this first quarter. First possession for the Grizzlies. Couple of encroachment penalties on 4th and 6 extend the drive, and Fisher and Stack make them pay. Dunwoody to kick it away.
Also, I should have pointed out, Dave, outstanding pass protection for the Grizzlies, giving Fisher time to go through his progressions.
A little bit of a squeak kick picked up at the 25, and a nice job of returning it is Anthony Hagler. And decent field position as he reacted nicely to it, gets it out across the 30. Better than the first drive where they were pinned inside their 20.
Yeah, Maverick Blackburn, the linebacker, running down on kick coverage there. Number 7, real good look, and an athlete for Wadsworth. 6 foot, 200. We're going to see him in on a lot of tackles. He's the leading tackler for the Grizzlies, so I'm expecting him to have that type of production here this evening.
Glover, and a nice job getting penetration and knocking him down. Is good penetration up front. Luke Ryder making the tackle.
Luke Ryder, good explosiveness. You know, they pulled the right guard to try and lead up through the left, and Ryder went right into the hole there.
They motion Jaden Gilbert. Again, a bad snap. Klotz picks it up, and he's thrown back for a loss. Peyton Pappas gets the penetration and throws Klotz back to the ground. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, this is right in the hands of Klotz. This one, I believe, he should have gotten earlier. Is a little higher, and Klotz made a very athletic play. This time, you can't put that on the freshman Jackson Goodspeed. It looked like it was a manageable snap, but you know, when you're in shotgun all the time, every single snap, there's a chance for that to happen. I mean, of course, it could happen under center as well, but margin for error a little bit higher out of the shotgun.
3rd and 19 and a flag. Time. Yeah, flag, motion.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So 3 pre-snap penalties against the Pioneers here in the first 6 minutes. And now a timeout as Elyria wants to talk about that, try to settle it down. Obviously a little bit of nerves, a little bit of excitement with the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they just seem tight offensively, in a rush. And, you know, Coach Culver's been around, the head man for Elyria in his 4th year. He has a calming presence, and he's going to get these guys on the right page here.
The voter guide on the Spectrum News app allows you to preview and plan out your ballot before you head out to the polls. Just scan the QR code and tap on the Plan Your Ballot to get started. Our guide allows you to mark which candidates and ballot measures you plan to vote for so you can come to the polls prepared. Again, the voter guide on the Spectrum News app. So it's 3rd down and 24, ball back inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Again, it'll be Glover as the back behind Klotz. Klotz going to take a shot over the middle, incomplete, intended receiver Lucky. The coverage was really good. Maverick Blackburn in coverage. So 4th down in a punting situation, and again, Pioneers going to have to kick it from basically their own end zone.
And Glover's looking, Jasir, Lucky rather, looking for a PI, but the ball was high, and I don't think there was enough contact to warrant a flag. Let's see if Wadsworth looks like they're coming after it, Dave.
And a flag and a false start.
At false start, offense, number 9. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So Darius Atley wasn't in his own end zone, but after the 5-yard penalty, he will be.
And that is 4 penalties for 20 yards against Elyria. They're averaging just under a penalty a minute.
Bad snap, and he's down. Is he in the end zone?
Well, the ball came out.
And they do recover it. No signal yet.
Well, the ball ended up over the fence, Dave. So, yeah, and I think that was Maverick Blackburn, number 7 in there. You know, Dave, they had 10 guys at the line of scrimmage. They were coming after it. And the trouble with the snaps for the Pioneers continue. And Wadsworth is all kind of fired up.
There you see it doesn't ever get there.
Watch the ball.
It's still loose.
He just threw it. He just threw the ball over the fence. Almost look how many red jerseys were there on top of Atley.
Really good special teams play. So it's 9-0 after the safety. Free kick coming. They'll have to kick it from their own 20.
9-0, bottom of the 5th. Elyria, just offensively, they have not been able to find a rhythm through 2 possessions. And, you know, we mentioned the penalty yardage. 4 penalties for 20 yards. 2 of those moved it from punting to 4th and short with the offense on the field to a free 1st down. And then this time, it moves it even further into the end zone. So when the bad snap happened, it occurred in the end zone as opposed to outside of it. So these penalties, they're happening at very inopportune times for the Pioneers.
Tim Rader will tee it up at his 20 in the deep backs for the Grizzlies, awaiting the kick at their 30.
Yeah, they're not that deep.
Will Stack is one of them, and Stack's going to get it from his 32. He has some room. 40, 50, down the sideline, thrown, and we're going to add some yardage onto the end of that. They're going to give him 15 more. A really good return by Will Stack, and it will be deep in Pioneer territory.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if we have a replay of this. From up here, Dave, I think this is a good call.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Yeah, it looked like Will Stack. You know, they said after the play, but I don't know that the whistle was blown when the hit was made. Take a look.
He's out of bounds.
Yeah, he's veering out, and then you got.
I mean, he took 2 or 3 steps on the white.
Right.
So you got to understand where the player is and not hit him. And it's, again, you're giving them the ball inside the 30-yard line of Elyria at the 28.
We'll see what Wadsworth does here. This is prime location for a play action, take a shot deep. Play action, take a shot short.
Underneath, it's complete, and it's Will Stack again.
You know,
to the 25.
Yeah, I don't know what I give myself. Is it a C? I got 50% right. Technically, that's an F, failing grade. But I had the play action. I just thought they were going to take a shot deep. This is the perfect area for it, 30-yard line. But I like the play call. Now it's 2nd and 5. They're staying ahead of the chains, and right now everything's working offensively for Wadsworth.
Figure 8 on the little read. Figure 8 20. Lowers his shoulder. Close to the first down marker. I think he's going to be a little short.
Figure 8 looks like a bowling ball. Just ran through a Pioneer on his way out of bounds. Good size back, 6'1", 190.
They mark it right about the 20, so it's 3rd down and almost 2. Fisher gives it to Figure A, first down. He just follows the big guys, and he gets near the 15.
Yeah, that's Hardy. Speaking of big guys, he's the biggest. He's the right guard. We're number 64. He goes 300, 6'4". Aaron Reese, the right tackle, 6'1", 285. Reese's uncle played football for Bo Schembechler at Michigan.
Figure A again. Following the big blocking up front, and that line is getting it done as he gets inside the 15.
Dave, I mentioned that right tackle, Aaron Reese, and he's starting to impose his will. Now, I said his uncle played at Michigan for Bo Schembechler. Reese only 6'1", and Coach Todd believes if he was 6'4", he might be playing at Michigan for Jim Harbaugh. He's that level of football player on the field. Says he's excellent in pass pro, physical run blocker, a dominant run blocker, and that time he put a Pioneer over the pile.
2nd down and 6 is Figure A got 4.
That's number 56 I'm talking about, the right tackle. This offensive line's doing a really nice job up front.
Figure A again. Nice job, breaks some tackles. Kyle Figure A right up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. And it is 15-0, point after coming for the Grizzlies.
The O-line did their job. It starts with a double team on the nose tackle, Evan Troutman. He's the best defensive lineman for Elyria. Figure A gets a hole, and as you pointed out, Dave, it's the broken tackle and then the acceleration that gets him into the end zone. In Wadsworth, you almost couldn't write a better beginning to a football game than what the Grizzlies are experiencing right now.
Dunwitty knocks it through the uprights, 16-0. And take a look.
Look at the hole right here. And here's the tackle right through the hole. It looked like a Pioneer has hands on him. And Figure A power running behind power run blocking.
So for Figure A, the 15th rushing touchdown of the season. And it is quickly 16-0 Wadsworth. Under 5 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Elyria has to realize that there is a lot of football to be played, but they need to start playing it. You know, they need to have the energy. You know, we were down on the field, Dave. Elyria was all fired up to be here. They looked ready to play, but offensively they haven't caught their rhythm. And defensively, they haven't been able to stop the run game. And, of course, the run game has set up some big plays for Stack, and Stack's had some the kick return that set up this drive. And Elyria also, they've got to clean it up. You know, they have 5 penalties for 35 yards in 1 quarter.
Beckett back deep.
Oh, and it hit a front line player.
And it's loose. And it will be Williams grabs it for Elyria. And Ryan, there have been some troubles with the snaps. Illyria's got to clean some things up quickly.
Yeah, there's the timing, and then this one, nowhere for the quarterback to go. Another bad snap in the end zone. This results in a safety. You're right. But between that, I mean, those are just the plays from scrimmage. The penalties also.
Yep.
So, yes, there is some things to be cleaned up.
So they get the ball at the 40. Glover, and a nice job of finding some room where there looked like there was none. He turns it into a 3-yard gain, but good penetration by the Grizzlies again, forcing him where he doesn't necessarily want to go.
That was a very good 3-yard carry by Lance Glover, because he was all bottled up in the backfield. Glover has got about 10 D2 offers. He's a straight A student. Has some thoughts about playing at HBCU college, and Coach Culliver
to get it
thinks
out
he can play there
quickly. And that time, Gilbert took his eye off the ball. There was some miscommunication, but Klotz threw it, and Gilbert was looking to see where the defense was.
Well, and Brandon Probst, he read it, and he came to the outside, and because the receiver took his eyes off the ball, he almost had an interception. Right. I mean, the passing right now has been horizontal, not vertical. They've thrown one slant, but it may behoove the Pioneers for Klotz to take a shot deep just to loosen this defense up, because they are all pressed up at the line of scrimmage.
Klotz over the middle. Great play defensively. Getting a hand and knocking it down is Braden Prost. And Prost has, there's 2 Prosts. That is the Braden version.
Yeah, he's really good in pass coverage.
There's also Tyler Prost, who will play in the defensive backfield as well. 4th and 7, so again, unable to move the chains, and it brings the punting unit back onto the field for the Elyria Pioneers. Atlee lines up in punt formation inside his 30 at the 29. Line drive kick. Stack. Kind of surrounding it, and again, pretty good decision. As Pioneers had good coverage. You've got a 16-0 lead. Don't get crazy with taking chances. It's a good decision by Will Stack. Now, having said that, Illyria's defense needs to force 3 and out, get some field position.
Well, you said it was a good decision by Stack, and Coach Todd says the most impressive part of his game is his intelligence. Will Stack was a quarterback. Coach Todd moved him in the spring of 6th grade flag football to quarterback, and he was playing here. Of course, he started 3 games this year, but the intelligence and the familiarity allowed him to move to wide receiver and know exactly where to run his routes.
Figure A, nowhere to run that time, is shutting that down is Adrian Williams. He almost grabbed him immediately after he took the handoff. So good penetration, and still got 2 yards. So that'll tell you that line is doing its job.
Yeah, they are. I'm very impressed with Wadsworth's offensive line.
2nd down and 8. So they see the formation now. Play being signaled in. They go 3 wide receivers to the top. Stack is the innermost, and that's who they're throwing it to. And he is brought down immediately. Nice open field tackle by Gilbert, Jaden Gilbert. Picked up 4, though, so you're at 3rd and manageable after 2 pretty good plays defensively by the Pioneers. Ball sits at the 14-yard line of Wadsworth. Little pump fake, then trying to go up the sideline, and it's a nice catch out near the 30-yard line. And it is grabbed by Aaron Keating.
I love this play design, Dave, because they fake the now route and they run up. They actually had two receivers there. Keating, the taller receiver, 6 foot, 175, full extension, goes up and gets the football. Great ball skills from Aaron Keating. 19th reception of the year.
And they're across the 30-yard line.
Yeah,
so they get out of their own, the shadow of their own end zone. And they throw it again. That one behind Davis Nye. That was there. Just a little bit off the mark that time by Luke Fisher.
Yeah, it's like a run-pass option there, Dave, because they're running the zone read. But when you do that, you can also look at the passing option receiver. And those are generally speed outs or slants. And that time, Davis Nye threw a slant. The problem with that for Fisher is he was play actioning to the left, so he had to turn his whole body around to get the football there. It's easier going to the side of the arm of the quarterback. So play action right, he's already got his body squared and pointed at the target. This time, Fisher didn't get his body positioned properly, and that's generally when you see an off-target throw.
Empty backfield, Fisher pressured. He's running, and he will be knocked down after a short gain. A good job making the play by Wadsworth's Cameron Edwards. He'll have to sit out a play. Elyria's Cameron Edwards' helmet comes off, so he's got to sit out a play. 3rd down and 8 after the 2-yard pickup.
Nice tackle in the open field by Edwards. And that's what Elyria needs. Not tackles in the open field, but that sort of energy, that sort of physicality coming up and letting Wadsworth know.
That stack in motion. Fisher taking a shot. Davis Nye has the defense beat. He grabbed it. Oh, nice move to the center of the field, and he's inside the 20-yard line. Nice ball by Fisher. Nice catch by Davis Nye. And it's Daniels making the tackle.
You're right, Dave. Watch the one hand, the full extension by Nye. He makes the move from Hagler and gets away, and then Caden Daniels, who just came in for Edwards, on the tackle. Good-looking play by Davis Nye. The receivers are showing up here for the Grizzlies.
Figure A down near the 15-yard line as we are inside of a minute in the first quarter, and it has been quite a first quarter of the playoffs for the Wadsworth Grizzlies. 2nd down and 8.
Making a statement are the Grizzlies.
Figure A through the middle again inside the 10. Close to a first down, going to be a little short. 3rd and a yard and a half maybe. Again, they're having success running right up the middle. Center and guards doing a nice job.
Well, Elyria runs a 3-man front. It's a 3-3 defense. And when you're running up the middle, that means you got to move Evan Troutman, number 71, out of the way. And Troutman is the mainstay in the middle of this defense. Looks like they're going to just take it to the quarter.
Yeah, that'll be the end of the first quarter. And Wadsworth with a 16-0 lead on Elyria, and the Pioneers back inside the 10. It's the OHSAA Game of the Week on Spectrum News 1, presented by Baldwin Wallace University. We begin the second quarter, and Wadsworth, 3rd down and 1 from the Elyria 8, trying to add to a 16-point lead. Stack in motion. Still 10 on the play clock, plenty of time. Figure A through the middle, 1st down inside the 5, 1st and goal.
Troutman and Atlee make the tackle. Those are 2 of the defensive linemen, Dave, but it's 5 yards past the line of scrimmage.
They get to the ball quickly. Figure A bounces it outside into the end zone again, Kyle Figure, and it is 22-0. Point after coming for the Grizzlies. We've heard that bell a lot already.
Yeah, more than Elyria cares to hear. You know, Dave, it looked like one of the Pioneers was in the backfield to the left of Figure, and he pulls off a beautiful jump cut and goes untouched into the end zone.
Dunwoody knocks it through, 23-0 Wadsworth. The Grizzlies have been very impressive here in the first quarter.
And look at the penetration. Adrian Williams was there. Look at Williams, and he runs into a blocker, and Figure with the vision, the foot speed to get to the outside.
So the penetration, though, was on the weak side. So, I mean, the guys that knew the play was coming their way moved the defensive line off the ball. They're winning the battle up front.
Yeah, they're doing an outstanding job. The Wadsworth offensive linemen are. You Figure, of course he's got a smile on his face, and you better. That's what you do. You hit some of these big fellas on the helmet. Thank you. Let's keep this party going. I don't know that anybody, maybe outside the Wadsworth locker room, expected this sort of explosion in the first round of the playoffs. Coach Todd was extremely complimentary about the Elyria Pioneers and their football program. He expected a battle, and he's gotten his kids ready for just that. And they've came out swinging. They've came out swinging hammers, have the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Let's see what they do here, Dave. The first kick, they kicked it deep. Second one was a squib, and the third one was a squib that hit a front line person. Let's see what Dunwoody does here. It looks like almost an onside kick.
And a nice job of gathering that by the up back. It was Terrell Calhoun who grabbed it. And again, I get the thought, you realize the speed and athleticism that Elyria has. So the last thing you want to allow is a kick return for a touchdown or something special teams wise that can swing momentum quickly. Because right now, momentum is all going Wadsworth's way.
Well, and look, when these 2 units are on the field, Elyria's offense and Wadsworth defense, Coach Todd has to love what his defense is doing.
Yeah.
They've shut them down. They might have negative yards through the first quarter. So when you look at it that way, you just say, let's just play football. And let's not have a return game. Let's not give them the ball in space. And that's what they've done.
Another trouble with the snap. Glover gets through, spins out of a tackle, runs over some guy. He's still going. Glover inside the 40-yard line of Wadsworth, and that's the kind of running that Lance Glover can do.
You know, that's a beautiful spin move. And then he just does his Christian Okoye impersonation, carrying defenders down the field.
Okay, nobody at home knows who he is. Remember, we're old.
Shoot.
That's a 225-pound running back that just did that. Glover again. And a lot of Grizzlies there, and he keeps fighting and getting some extra yards. Is a nice job by Lance Glover.
Yeah, and Glover, the team needs to start rallying around the energy of Glover because he's playing with some intensity. I mean, this is a good-looking running back. Barry Word? No, still old.
I know who they are. Nobody at home who's watching this has any idea who Christian Okoye is.
I'm trying to think of a present-day runner that looks like this. I'll get it. I just have to text my 16-year-old and have him tell me who plays like that.
Glover.
Look at this.
Still going. Glover breaking tackles down to the 15-yard line is Lance Glover.
Jerome Bettis.
That would work.
You think they know who the bus is? Look at this running. Here's a little footwork to avoid the first man. Head down. Arm tackles aren't going to work with big number 7. He's going to carry you, and he's going to make you pay when you want to tackle him. And Elyria has found the secret sauce offensively. It's that man, number 7, Lance Glover. Came in with 163 carries, averaging 16 per game. And they got to feed him.
1st and 10 from the 15 of Wadsworth. Glover. Oh, big hit. Big hit.
It looked like Ian Kaufman came up and met Glover in the hole. This was another bad snap. Oh, no, it's not. It's the big fella, number 56, Aaron Reese, who's in on defense. Usually he's playing right tackle. With this sized offensive line, you're going to see some of the offensive linemen coming in here. There's big Aaron Reese.
No gain on that play, so it's might have actually lost a yard.
That was about 520 pounds colliding. Total weight, 520. Aaron Reese, Lance Glover, I'm glad I'm up here. I don't want any part of running into either of those two guys.
Glover again behind Klontz. Nice job as he follows the blocking and gets near the 10-yard line.
Simon Kilker, number 22, coming up to make the play.
And a timeout on the field, just over 9 minutes remaining. Wadsworth with a 23-0 lead, but Elyria driving. Get ready to vote with your personalized voter guide on the Spectrum News app. We'll provide you all the information you need before you vote. Your polling location, a preview of your ballot, and the candidates' stances on the issues in your community. Just scan the QR code to find out all the essential voting resources you need before you cast your ballot. That is the voter guide on the Spectrum News app.
Well, I don't know if that timeout was for Elyria to get the right play and talk to them about a big 3rd down, or if it was merely to give Glover a break, because he's carried it on the last 5 plays. And these aren't runs where he's dipping out of bounds. These are physical runs with a lot of contact.
So what they've done is they've brought Adrian Williams in and lined him up as like an H-back, top of your screen, and a lot of times Glover is running behind him.
It's a direct snap to.
Yep.
It's
Gilbert.
Jaden
Gilbert. Picks up a couple, but it's going to be 4th down. There's a nice job of reacting to that by the Grizzlies, and one of the Grizzlies shaken up on that play. So it will be a 4th down and right around 5, because that was Ian Kaufman.
And, this is interesting because of the safety. They're going to give him a break to get Ian Kaufman off the field. That's the type of injury you just need a little time to recover from.
So it'll be a field goal attempt. They bring out the field goal unit. It'll be spotted at the 16, 26-yard attempt. Tim Rader will attempt to get the Pioneers on the board. Snap a little high. Set is good. Kick. Splits the uprights, so the Pioneers break that 0 on the board. 23-3 is our score. 8:37 remaining in the first half. The OHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Baldwin-Wallace University. 8:37 remaining in the half. And Elyria points on the board with the 26-yard field goal by Tim Rader. And back deep to return it, Will Stack, Davis Nye for Wadsworth. Pioneers finally get Glover rolling a little bit on that last possession. Short kick, bouncer, it's fielded no problem. Out to the 37-yard line. Good recognition and a good job reacting to that by Travis Graham. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 37 for the Grizzlies offense.
Well, we'll see what Coach Todd elects to do. They're having success on the ground and through the air. It's been some pretty big plays, and thus far everything has worked. But if you're Coach Culver, you got some points on the board. You got a little momentum offensively, and you hope that carries over to the defensive side of the ball.
Stack is in at quarterback, and he keeps it. This is what he does. He's very good at that zone read. We told you you'd probably see him at a Wildcat. He has run that and is very good at the reads.
Well, Stack, you know, we talked to Coach Todd, and we said, will we see him at Wildcat? He's like, sure. The number one reason is it's a good way to get the ball in his hands. And we're best when Will Stack has the ball in his hands. This time, defensively.
Figure, yep. And it's Isaiah Johnson. Figure keeps it as Fisher back in at quarterback that time.
Look at the job by Johnson here. Right there in the middle. He gets underneath the lineman and a very sure tackler. This is one of the best.
Heck of a job.
He's one of the best linebackers in Northeast Ohio, Isaiah Johnson. He's got about 10 D2 offers.
Lost a yard or so, so it's 3rd down and a long 4. Fisher rolling out, pressured, and he goes down. Ball comes out, but unable to recover it. Heck of a play defensively by Adrian Williams.
And I think John Byers, the center, yeah, there he is, number 68, recovered it. But look at Williams off the edge. It almost looked like Fisher wanted to come back, although I didn't see a route in that direction. You know, usually when you see a quarterback roll that way, a lot of times they'll take a tight end and send him against the grain, and after a short roll, you look back and find him. It looked like that's what Fisher was doing, but I didn't see a receiver over on the far side of the field. What I did see was Adrian Williams coming off the edge and getting in the kitchen of Luke Fisher, causing a fumble and getting the punt team out on the field.
Davis Nye lines up in punt formation. Big sack makes it 4th down and 15. Jasir Lucky back to return it. And a directional kick out of bounds. Pretty good field position for Elyria. Actually, really good field position. It's be at a 45-yard line of Wadsworth.
Well, that was the goal was accomplished.
Yep.
Sort of. Because what they wanted to do was not give Jasir Lucky an opportunity to return the kick. So, you know, look, if Elyria and Coach Todd are looking at it and saying, we'll take 20 yards of field position for them not to get a 60-yard punt return. We don't even want to give them the chance to do that.
So Glover back in the backfield behind Klotz. Got things rolling that last possession that resulted in points for Elyria. There he is again. Glover.
The jump cut.
Oh, really good feet for a guy that's that big. We talked about that in the open, too.
Coach Culver talked about when he first got here 4 years ago, and this big fellow right here, 225, he said, you know, Coach, I'm real good at basketball, too. And he said, yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. You're too big to play basketball. So Culver went out to a freshman game, and he's like, you got to see this kid play basketball. Started at the point guard for the varsity team last year. And, you know, Coach Culver says the way he handles the ball, shoots with both hands, guys that size shouldn't be able to do that. Look at this run.
Gilbert. That's the slot guy. They like to use him in combination with Glover, Jaden Gilbert. And it was 3rd and 3. He got 4 or 5, so a 1st down. Ball will be spotted at 33, first down and 10.
This offensive line now for Elyria rather, is starting to maybe take offense to what happened in the first quarter, and they're coming out firing.
2 wide receivers stacked on each side of the formation, a flag. Offsides against the Pioneers, so somebody had to line up incorrectly. It'll cost him 5.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they call it a false start. Initial preliminary signal was offsides, but they back it up to the 38, first and 15. Glover has room, running over people, back inside the 30. Picked up the 5 they lost and 6 or 7 more.
Simon Kilker did what I would do if Glover was running at me, and that's go for
low.
the ankles.
Yeah.
Look at this tackle.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want any part of that guy when he gets a full head of steam.
Glover picked up 9, second down and 6, ball inside the 30 of the Grizzlies. Same formation with 2 stacked on each side. Glover running it again. This time the Grizzlies get penetration and knock him down. A great job by Braden Prost from that safety spot coming up to knock him down.
Braden Prost is a 3-year starter, makes all the calls. Coach Todd said he's a throwback player, great tackler in open field. And Coach Todd, because of that young man, he always blows the whistle early in practice because Probst comes and hits so hard, and he's flying around in practice. He's like, we can't get people hurt because of Braden, the way he plays.
3rd and 8. They try to get it to Gilbert. Bobbled it, and they say it's incomplete. 4th and 8.
You know, this is a 20-point game. If I'm Coach Culliver, I'm going for it here. In fact, I might have gone for it on 4th and short instead of electing to take the field goal. And that's just a factor of Gilbert taking his eye off the football and trying to run before he secures it. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. Klotz still on the field.
Well, the play clock now, though, and they're going to call a timeout. Play clock got down near 10.
Yeah, he was letting it run down. Certainly if they don't convert here, they don't want to give Wadsworth a whole lot of time to operate. There's Coach Culliver in the winter cap right in the middle talking to his crew. And the offense is coming back out.
So they will, in fact, go for it.
Tight formation.
Glover again next to Klotz. Little pump fake, gonna take a shot. Got a man down the sidelines. Flag, it's gonna be pass interference. I think that's the right call. Grizzlies fans don't like it, but I think it was an adjustment by Jasir Lucky, and I think the defender did get him right here. Yeah, that's a real good call. Remember, it's just 15-yard penalty, though, so it'll be – that actually saved him about 20 yards.
Yeah, Brandon Sands, number 33, was one of 2 Wadsworth defenders.
It's interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So it'll be a first down.
Jasir Lucky got behind the defense.
Yeah.
There were 2 men in chase. Sands was the first one to get there and just reached out and was draped across the arms of Jasir Lucky as he went up to get the football. As you said, real good piece of officiating there.
So ball at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10 after the 15-yard penalty. Low snap again. Glover running through a couple of guys. Got a couple when it looked like he might be caught for a loss.
Madigan, the Rover, number 23, came up to make the play along with Cohen Grimm. Number 17, you're looking at Grimm right there.
Well, and Madigan is one of 2 freshmen that start on this defensive unit.
Yep, and Coach Todd said, generally at Wadsworth, freshmen don't start on varsity, but both Calix Lamp and Madigan, they don't look like freshmen, they don't think like freshmen, they don't play like freshmen. In the words of Coach Todd. Nice play there by Madigan.
Klotz, high snap, and kind of threw the timing off. Incomplete. 3rd down.
Yeah, they're struggling, right? It's Jackson Goodspeed again, first time starting on offense, the freshman center. And they've just been pretty low quite often. And that time, I think that Klotz was throwing a pass that his receiver, Dalen Beckett, was running a different route. Big 3rd down for the Pioneers.
Klotz wide open. And he threw it a little, let him a little too much as Buck's making the defensive play. That's Lucky again, Jasir Lucky.
Yeah, well, what Dave, the defender was out there waiting. If he throws it right now, he's open, but he throws him into the defender. So, and, Lucky just needs to recognize and just stop. And, that's where the adjustments have to be made from what you're seeing on the field.
And I think, to be honest with you, I think he did a nice job of just reading the play. I think Carson Bucks knew what the route was going to be, and he kind of planted himself there.
They're going to bring out Rader again for a second field goal attempt.
And again, it will be 31-yard field goal. And the play clock was at 0. That's the reason the sidelines were jumping.
Well, they were jumping all right.
Coach Culliver just kind of and they say reset the play clock. So the officials get together. And it will again, they're going to set it at the 20. So it'll be a 30-yard field goal attempt. It's a yard closer than they had set up before. Low snap. A nice job of getting the snap down, and it's knocked through the upright. 23-6, so it makes it a 17-point deficit for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and the field goals are starting to make a little more sense now for Coach Culver. And if their defense can continue to play this way, look, you're not going to get it back on one possession. You keep chipping away.
Well, if your defense continues to play this way, you figure eventually one of your playmaker guys is going to find a way to get in the open field and make a big play.
Yeah, for Elyria, Glover's had a couple opportunities where there's one guy to beat, and he's able to make the tackle, and Jaden Gilbert, who is the fastest player on this Pioneer team, was timed at a 4.48 earlier this year. If they could get Jaden Gilbert the ball in space, he's a guy who can score from anywhere at any time.
Rader will kick it away.
Impressed with Tim Rader thus far. 2 good field goals.
Again, a short kick, and that one's going to be out of bounds. So decent field position for the Pioneers. You see Rader a little upset as just couldn't quite put that kickoff where he wanted it. So the ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line. So really good field position for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, you don't see that often, the ball going out at the 40.
Figure A behind Fisher. Stack is the lone receiver to the top of the screen. He'll move more into the slot up that way. Play action, taking a shot. And it's caught. A nice job of adjusting and grabbing it by Aaron Keating. And they're going to get on the ball quickly as the ball is inside the 30.
Tremendous ball skills. Luke Fisher, the little fadeaway pass just over the outstretched reach of Anthony Hagler. And Keating high points the football. Excellent ball skills. And this is interesting. They're going to isolate Keating at the bottom. He's one-on-one with Hagler. And you got stacked to the left, the top of the screen.
Figure running through defenders down near the 20. Good run on first down. Edwards making the tackle.
Beautiful hole opened up. They're going back over Aaron Reese and Hardy. Look at that blocking on the edge. Beautiful piece of work. Tommy Arnold, the tight end over there as well. You know, sometimes you forget about the tight end. He's the sixth lineman out there.
Pickup of 7, so second down and 3 inside of 3 minutes in this first half. Figure dives inside the 20. It's a first down.
That's smart running by Figure, knowing where the sticks are, diving forward, getting the first down yardage.
We'll spot it at the 18 of Elyria. Wadsworth trying to add to that 17-point lead. Figure gets skinny through the hole near the 15.
There's a flag down.
Came in kind of late, too.
Yeah, Wadsworth, they're going to want to get 7 here. And they're pointing towards Elyria.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 71. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Yeah, I think Evan Troutman grabbed the ankle of Hardy. Take a look right here at the end.
Yeah.
Oh. I like to. He put his hands up like, it wasn't me. Really, it was just not a good decision.
And it's a first down, and now it's first and goal from the 8.
I believe Troutman started as a freshman. We did a game 4 years ago, and he was a force. Started on defensive line as a freshman. It was might have been Elyria against Lorraine.
Yeah, I think you're right. Stack playing that read option at quarterback, and he's brought down. Pickup of a couple, so it'll be second and goal from the 6.
A nice tackle by Noah Fox.
So Stack, they did this inside the red zone against Fitch. That's a 9-win team that they went to 4 overtimes and lost against. And there he gives it to Figure. Figure trying to get the corner.
Oh.
He does. Flag comes in. So let's see what the call is.
Yeah, I assume they're going to get Crowley or Arnold with the hold, just based on the official's toss of that flag where he's throwing it at.
Holding, offense number 4, 10 yards from the spot. Replay second down.
Yeah, it's Tommy Arnold. He's the tight end playing the H-back. And as Figure ran around that edge, I like that officials, they try to throw the flag to the person who did it. As if they just dropped it, it wouldn't have the same force and effect. Like, we're trying to point out that's where it took place.
So the ball is now back to the 15, second and goal from the 15. Fisher, flag on the play.
Yeah, that's the matchup that they've identified that they like. They like Keating, and he's being covered by Hagler. That time Keating ran a post. They had a slot receiver with a slant, Keating with a post behind it. Fisher threw the ball right away. And Hagler, with that arm around and pulling, is going to get a flag all the time. It's one of the points of emphasis.
Defense, number 11. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
So they get him for a holding because it's in the 20. It's half the distance. It'll be second down and we'll call it 8. Second and goal from the 8.
And look for them to do it again. They've got all the space out there. Keating one-on-one.
They run. Figueroa spins inside the 5, spins again, and he's down near the 2. It's a nice run by Kyle Figueroa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're going to mark him right at that 2.5 hash mark. Third and goal, and I have to believe they're going 4-down territory here, Dave, to get 2.5 yards. Figueroa's nice move to avoid, and look at this extra effort as he was met by Isaiah Johnson. Figueroa wasn't getting out of that one.
Third down and goal. Figueroa. Touchdown, Wadsworth. It is 29-6 point after coming with 46 seconds remaining in this first half, and a nice answer by the Grizzlies.
And I might be seeing things. I thought when Luke Fisher handed him the football, he gave him a little push. He handed it with his left hand, and the right hand went to the back of Figueroa and kind of pushed him forward.
It's a pat on the back.
Yeah, I want to see this. I want to see the replay. It could be wishful thinking on my part, but that's what I saw.
I want to remind you, halftime we head back to the studio. We'll have the latest headlines and weather. We will also have highlights from across the state. The high school blitz crew will have them. Point after is knocked through, so it is 30-6. And here you go, Ryan. Here's your replay.
Here it is. Look at the right hand. There it was.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's just a pat on the back.
It's a pat. You go get him, big fella.
Glad handing the handoff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, that's good balls. And there's some more. Everybody's patting him on the back. Hey,
Three touchdowns in the first half. You generally are a popular guy.
Yeah. It's worth that. I would say a lot more than just an attaboy.
He now has 17 rushing touchdowns on the season. Does Kyle Figueroa?
Figueroa's always happy to.
Came into the game with 14 touchdowns on the ground. So the lead is now pushed out to 24. And Dunwitty will kick it away. Jaden Gilbert will backpedal and take it at the 2. And Gilbert will get across the 25. A flag will come in late. A lot of penalties in this first half. That one was away from the plate, too.
Block in the back, number 8 on the return team. 10 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So that'll cost him 10 in field position, 40 seconds remaining in the half.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Culver decides to do here. 40 seconds, they're not a offense that's built for passing down the field. However, they have had receivers get behind the Wadsworth defensive back. So it might not be a bad idea to take a couple shots, but Wadsworth has 2 timeouts. So you throw the football, you're going to risk giving them the ball back with some time to operate if it's incomplete passes, and they're going to be safe and give it to Glover.
Glover gets across the 20. Inside of 30 seconds remaining. Looks like they'll try to get another play, maybe. Nope. That will be the final play of the half. And it has been quite a first half of football for the Wadsworth Grizzlies as the 7th seed Wadsworth puts 30 on the board. Wadsworth leading Elyria 30-6 on the other side of the break. The latest news, headlines, and weather. We'll also have highlights from across the state with the high school blitz team. It's the OHSAA Game of the Week presented by Baldwin Wallace University. Welcome back to Arkwright Stadium in Wadsworth. 30-6 rather. The 7-seed Grizzly leading the Elyria Pioneers along with Ryan Kavanaugh and Dave Bacon. Let's take a look at some first half highlights as Wadsworth got things going pretty early. As Fisher finds Stack a nice job of adjusting to it, and then he takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Point after made it 7-0. Bad snap on the punt, and it ends up going as a safety as the ball pops through the end zone. Then right back at it, the Grizzlies march down the field. Kyle Figueres into the end zone, 16-0. Next possession, second quarter, Figueres into the end zone again, 23-0. 2 field goals by Elyria cut it to 23-6, but before halftime, Figueres' third touchdown of the first half makes it a 30-6 lead. And you look at the numbers, Ryan Kavanaugh.
Well, the total yards there kind of tells the story. This is going to be 200 total yards, but for Elyria, you're looking at it in only 67 yards total offense. And the penalties, when you have 7 or 6 more penalty yards than you do total offense, usually that's not a recipe for winning football. And one note I will say, running the football, Lance Glover, 76 yards on 13 carries. So when you add in the sack yardage and everything else, Glover actually has more yards rushing than his team has total yards.
Yeah, it's one of those statistic anomalies. You take the sack yards out and it tells you how good that defense for the Grizzlies has been in that first half. We will step aside, take a quick timeout. Other side of the break, third quarter action. The playoffs here on Spectrum News 1, your exclusive partner for the OHSAA playoffs.
The OHSAA Game of the Week on Spectrum News 1 is presented by Baldwin Wallace University, a confident choice. The OHSAA Game of the Week on Spectrum News 1 is presented by Baldwin Wallace University, a confident choice for exceptional learning. Visit the website at bw.edu.
We get set for third quarter action here in Wadsworth Arkwright Stadium. And a good look at some of the guys that are up front for the Grizzlies. You know, you drive through Main Street and you see those pictures inside the businesses. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, this is, the Wadsworth downtown is a cool place.
Yeah.
I love the square. It has an old-time feel to it, as is this stadium. This is one of my favorite stadiums, clearly in Northeast Ohio. Just the way it's laid out, it's raised, but it's sunken in at the same time. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's true.
Well, and the Grizzlies, with that 30-6 lead, will get the football to start this third quarter. Rader kicks it deep, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20. Obviously, Wadsworth guarding against the onside kick. They'll take it at the 20 and take their chances.
Well, their offense has been very good. Almost 230 yards of offense in the first half. Not a whole lot of negative plays either, Dave. You know, I don't have the stats on that, but you know, that's a sign for me of a good offense. When you're not having negative plays, always getting positive yardage, it's a good sign for your offense.
Fisher, the quarterback, Figueroa, the back behind him. Movement. It's a false start, and it'll cost him 5.
Yeah, it's Mlinko.
First down.
Yeah, left tackle, Joe Mlinko. I'm sorry, Wadsworth, Evan Crowley.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from back at the 15 now. So they put Will Stack as the there's 2 wide receivers to the bottom. He is the second man, but it's going to be Figueroa fighting forward, gets a couple. Johnson on the tackle.
You see the pace and the tempo. Coach Todd slowing everything down, not in a hurry. It's early in the second half, but the clock is still your friend.
Little play action. Shot down the sideline. Ooh, had him in a little too far for Keating. They've gone to that matchup quite a bit.
Yeah, this time it was an out and up, and Keating had him beat, but Fisher just overthrew his senior wide receiver.
We'd like to see just a tad bit more air under that so he can run under it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pass came out a little flat, and Fisher knows it.
That look tells you exactly what he's like, man, I'd like to have that back.
Yeah. You see the right shoulder of Fisher has a brace on it.
Little play action. Fisher buying some time. Throws underneath, complete short of the first down. That's Will Stack.
This is interesting. Yeah, they've got a punt.
Yeah.
There's a little delay there.
Picked up 8 on 3rd and 12, so it'll be 4th and 4.
But you see the brace there on the arm of number 8, Luke Fisher. He was injured against Fitch earlier this season, and he has the same shoulder injury Baker Mayfield had, except it's on his throwing arm. So he missed 3 games. They came back. They said he's going to have surgery after the season. So he can play if he wants. You're not going to make it any worse. And Coach Todd was like, he's a big kid. Maybe he can play defensive end for us. Well, sure enough, he comes out to the first practice, and he's throwing just fine. Coach Todd watched him. The velocity was there, the accuracy. And he started at quarterback the next week, and frankly, they haven't missed a beat.
Fair catch made by Jaden Gilbert. good field position near midfield. They're spotted at the 43. So the Pioneers trying to get into that end zone and cut in that lead.
I love this about Wadsworth defense. You get Luke Ryder, Cohen Grimm, and Peyton Pappas, the three frontmen, and every time there's a change of possession, they are on the ball ready to play football. They run right out there, especially Ryder. It's like he can't wait for the ball to be snapped. Isaiah Johnson in on the left. Let's see if they run behind him. He's an H-back on the left side.
High snap. They give it to Gilbert. And a nice job of eating him up in the backfield. Ian Kaufman, initial man there.
Yeah, nice job here. You're going to see that's a beautiful play. You got Kaufman and Ryder shutting it down right in the middle.
Loss of a couple.
Trying to get Lance Glover going. That's number 7 over to the right of your screen. You see Isaiah Johnson wearing number 12. He's the H-back on the right side now.
Taking a shot down the far sideline. Flag comes in,
but he
made the
football.
catch. It's a heck of a job. Is coming down with it is Brian Todd.
And Brian Todd's like, I caught the football. Hey, don't worry about that unless you want to tack it on. But and look at the assistant coaches over there telling him it's a catch.
Now the question is, did it come out? Did the ball come out, and is he trying to sell it? I don't know that he was inbounds.
Well, the ball's on the ground.
Yeah. Heads he play to try to sell it. I think he was out of bounds as well.
Pat.
That was the freshman, one of the freshmen, Calix Lamp, in coverage.
They're in a little bit of a discussion.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
So they did rule that it was incomplete. So good job of communicating and coming up with it.
I'll tell you what, Dave, they almost convinced me that was a catch.
And there it is, yeah.
We watch it on replay.
So they'll move the ball.
Oh, they're giving him the catch. Are they? Well, the chains have moved, so is that where they? Nope, we're going back.
Well, the side judge here is marking where it's going to be. It's going to be at the 46-yard line of the Grizzlies.
If you look to the left of your screen, the chain guys, they're like, we're not doing it. We've already moved. We're not doing it. Look, they still.
Just let us know where we're going with this.
Yeah, at this point, they're not moving. Like, forget it.
We have 10 yards of chain to take somewhere.
Well, that looks. And let's see if the officials catch it, that the chains are not set. The down guy, he's moving. He's going back here. They're still protesting. The 1st and 10 fellows, they're going to hang out over there by the 31. They're like, all right, fine.
Do you realize we have 10 yards of chain to move here?
Do you know this how much this can weigh? Yep, and this is, there we go. And
so it is 1st and 10 from the 42 of Wadsworth.
Okay, Coach Culver is still out on the field. You've heard of the 12th man? Well, he's the 6th official.
Yeah. They need the Spectrum app voter guide.
Yes. Yeah. I think I'm not a body language expert, but I think he might be winning Now he's losing. I'm talking about Coach Culver here.
If he wins this, we make him debate coach in addition to being the.
Oh, he's hired.
In addition to being the football coach.
Yeah.
He may take over the debate team.
I mean, listen, he's getting another guy like right here. We're making some movement. We're going to take another look at it. And
the ball's out right. It's by his leg there, so clearly that wasn't a catch. And the flag is thrown by the ball.
I think the people arguing for a catch don't even know if it's a catch or not. You know,
No,
right?
but
I mean,
you
BT,
go for
Brian
it.
Todd knows. And what do we got here? I feel like we are owed an explanation. We're not going to get one.
They're just going to say play on. We made our call.
There it is. Back to football.
1st and 10 from the 42.
Back to the football game, you know, Elyria has shown a propensity for their wide receivers to get behind the Wadsworth defensive backs, and I look for them to go back to that at some point.
Good job of Glover just kind of getting behind the line and ends up with 4 yards.
Yeah, 3 yards and a cloud of black pellets because of the turf field. He is a tough runner to bring down.
2nd down. Ball sits at the 39-yard line. There's a shot down this sideline. Flag, pass interference.
You know, this is turning into quite a good offense for Elyria to just throw it up, let his players make a chance, and they're getting pass interfered with. And I know Wadsworth doesn't like it, Dave.
I think it's the right call, yeah. He's got a hold of his jersey. Davis Nye is called for the, right here he grabs his.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
Yeah, Nye got it. They're looking for Dalen Beckett. And honestly, you know, if you've got receivers that are getting behind him, throw it up and make the defense make a play on the ball, not the player.
So ball is now at the 23-yard line.
And I think the smartest guys out in the stadium right now are the chain gang, because they were where they were supposed to be. They were just a play ahead of it. Where are we? Inside the 25 now for Elyria. Let's see if they go do more of the same.
Glover lowers the shoulder and keeps the legs moving, and good pickup on 1st down.
I don't know if that was Ian Kaufman or Luke Ryder, but one of the down linemen for Wadsworth got an incredible push, and Glover was able to get past him and up the sideline for a great, looks like they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, Dave, around the 20.
Yeah, a little bit before he turned up like he did, so picked up 4 still, 2nd and 6. Glover again, cuts up field inside the 20, 3rd and short.
Braden Probst up from the safety position, playing on the defensive end spot with a nice tackle. Very sure tackler. Only a gain of 2. And you know, you got to be in 4-down territory here, so do you give it to the big fella 2 more times?
Well, eventually you'll play action to him.
Well, Elyria they brought in Adrian Williams, number 21. You see him there looking for the play. He's going to be the H-back on the right.
And they also have Johnson as an H-back on the left.
They're going to.
There's Glover into the end zone. Touchdown, Lance Glover. 30-13, point after coming.
And that's a beautiful play call by Wadsworth. Good piece of blocking. And you mentioned the H-back on the left. I think it was Isaiah Johnson. It looked like he may have came across the formation with a kick block. And Lance Glover, he's got a lot of tough yards, breaking tackles already this evening. This one, credit the O-line and the H-backs. He went virtually untouched in from 20 yards.
Tim Rader to try to make it a 30-13 ball game. And the point after is good. 30-13, Wadsworth leading Elyria. It's the OHSAA Game of the Week here on Spectrum News 1. So the Glover touchdown cuts the lead back to 17 for Wadsworth. Rader will kick it away to the Grizzlies. Wadsworth again being very aware of a potential onside kick.
Yeah, this for all intents and purposes, this is a hands team lineup out here.
Yep.
You've got 7 guys within the 10-yard box. And there's the pooch, and they don't fair catch it.
Across the 35, out near the 36-yard line. Good job by Travis Graham on the short kick.
Let's see what they can get going offensively. Wadsworth, you know, they had a lot of momentum and rhythm offensively in the first half.
And the other thing is Elyria's got guys that can score on big plays. So that's Figure eight, straight ahead. They have had some success running up the middle. Isaiah Johnson on the tackle.
Isaiah Johnson, when we talked to Coach Todd this week, and he said Isaiah Johnson is the best defensive player I've seen this year. And it was interesting because he said, well, number 12, Johnson, he's a player. Troutman, number 71, we got to be able to block them. And I'll finish the thought after this play.
Second down and 7. That's Stack in motion. Fisher pulls it, but he's going down. Lost a couple, and that's Troutman, the aforementioned Troutman.
And there's the big fella. And for those at home, when we talk to coaches, look at the job by number 71. Shedding blockers. Look at that. Beautiful job by the big fella. But when you talk to coaches, defensive coordinators, and you say, who do you like on the other team? Who concerns you? They'll say number 4, number 3, 22 is good. They never use the last name and the number. They just know the numbers. So I told Coach Todd when he mentioned 71 Troutman, 12 Johnson, I said, Coach, that's not typical. We normally don't hear the names. And he said, well, Elyria has taken away my ability to sleep because of what they bring to the table.
They've completed to Keating in a real nice tackle short of the first down. That's Cameron Edwards. So it's going to be 4th and short. Offense still on the field.
Yeah, this ball didn't come out. It did. It was just behind him. And Keating with some great ball skills. I'm very impressed with the receiving ability of Aaron Keating.
Looks like the offense will, in fact, stay out there. 4th and 1.
And if you're Elyria, you have to be weary of the hard count from quarterback Luke Fisher. You've been victimized a couple times.
Figure A dives forward, and he got the first down out to midfield.
as we take a look at Figure A here, nice job blocking up front and Figure A individual effort. But going back to what Coach Todd had to say, when he said when we came up to Division I, we knew there was going to be a step up in competition, and our opponents were going to be a step up. He said, when I look at Elyria on film, I can't figure out why they're 5-5, and the size and the speed and the athletic ability, I was expecting this in a round 2 or round 3 game, not round 1. And that kind of illustrates what D1 football is all about.
Out and up by Keating. Fisher a little too long. Incomplete.
Makes a second down and 10. Ball remains at midfield.
So it'll be a second down and 10.
That's the second time that Fisher and Keating have not been able to complete it when Keating's gotten loose and behind his man.
Stack in motion. Fisher. Going deep. Looking for Keating. Great catch. Keating. Touchdown. Wadsworth. What a pass by Luke Fisher. Just dropped it in the barrel and Keating grabbed it. (36-13) point after coming. Dinwiddie to add the point after. He knocks it through. 37-13. Luke Fisher to Aaron Keating.
Look at the pass protection. And Keating, watch his great ball skills, tracks it overhead, keeps his foot in bounds into the end zone. You know, the third time's a charm, Dave. In this half, they've tried this connection 3 times. First time too long. Second time out of bounds. Third time into the end zone. Fisher to Keating. Wadsworth back on top by 24.
Couldn't have thrown that any better. 5:18 remaining in this third quarter, and Wadsworth able to answer Elyria's score with one of their own.
David Gilbert, Dylan second. David Gilbert for Elyria.
Jasir Lucky, Jaden Gilbert, Dylan Beckett back deep for Elyria as Dinwiddie tees it up.
Let's see.
From the 12, Gilbert out to the 25.
Oh, and they just took the, no, they didn't. Just got pushed over. Gilbert's getting that pot. Thought they took the football from him for a minute.
So it will be a first down and 10. They'll spot it right at the 25-yard line.
First down and 10 now for the Pioneers. On their own 25-yard line.
Two wide receivers on each side of the formation. And they are stacked. Glover right behind Klotz. There's Glover. And a nice job again as the Grizzlies front has done a nice job of not allowing Glover to really get rolling yet.
Yeah, and there's the guy right there, Maverick Blackburn. Comes in with 12 tackles for loss, leading tackler on the team. Coach Todd calls him the emotional barometer of the defense.
Pickup of 2, second down and 8. Bad snap. All the way back inside the 10. It's still loose. He finally, Klotz gets on it at about the 6. And the snaps have been an issue for the Pioneers.
Well, that one, Klotz, he's made some good plays, but that, not a whole lot the quarterback can do in that situation. And, again, a new center making his first start. And that young man has a very, very bright future. That's Jackson Goodspeed.
Klotz rolls out, throws, complete, but a good job of closing and making the play. First man there. And Blackburn was the second there. I think it might have been Lamp. Calix Lamp, the first man there. It was a real nice open field tackle because that is not an easy guy to bring down. And now it's back to Darius Atley lining up in his end zone, waiting for a snap to kick it away. We'll take a Wadsworth roll, and it will be down at about the 40-yard line, so a short field here for the Grizzlies.
Nice punt by the left-footed Atley. Had a man coming bearing down on him, and Darius Atley was able to get it loose. That's a guy who's played a lot of football and a lot of physical football. When you have the helmet and the paint is gone on the front of it, let's look at, the paint's gone on the side. If we get Atley to turn for us, you can kind of see the front. That's not a design. Look at that. Yeah, both sides. That he's made some tackles this year, Dave. That's not from punting either.
Figure Ooh, takes a big hit, but gets inside the 35, down near the 32, popped right back up, too.
Now look at Dalen Beckett here, number 5, come up. Boom. That is a big-time hit by Beckett. Johnson in there as well. And Figure A unfazed.
Pickup of 7, second down and 3. Figure A again, steps out of a tackle. Lowers his head, gets down to the 25.
Stephen Gilbert, the strong safety, was the one who he steps out of tackle. Look at Gilbert right here, number 13. Just misses him, and there's Beckett again. 2 consecutive tackles for the senior, Dalen Beckett. Figure A starting to field a little bit, though, Dave.
Ball now sits at the 27-yard line of Elyria, 1st and 10. Approaching 2 minutes in this third quarter. Play action. Fisher rolls out. Big hit. Picks up 2-3 yards.
It's a smart play. There's nothing open. He just runs out of bounds. You might want to, that's the injured shoulder. You're up by 24 points. Just take it out of bounds, Luke. And I'm sure that's what Coach Todd is going to tell him. And they got defense.
I think it's offsides.
Again.
Part of the snap. Encroachment defense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
What happened there is what happens to me all the time when I'm bowling. You can't go past that line, and you get close, and then your momentum, and then you're sliding, and all kinds of things are happening. And that's when you show that blitz, you try to time it, and the ball isn't snapped. You got to find a way to stop your momentum, and usually it doesn't work.
Figure A hitting the backfield, fights forward, and turns it into a no gain. A nice play by Atley.
A little less paint on the helmet after this one, Dave. Look at Darius Atley coming in from the other side. Good hit, and he's just hanging on. What this is a team that's continuing to fight down 24.
Third down and 3 from the 20. Inside of a minute and a half. Figure A, first down. Fighting inside the 15, down near the 12. Flag on the play.
You got some sort of a hold. It's a preliminary.
Yeah, it looks like they're moving it back, so it looks like it's going to be against the Grizzlies.
Holding. Offense, number 56. 10 yards to the spot. Replay 3rd down.
They're getting Aaron Reese, the right tackle.
So it's going to be backed up to the 25. So it'll be a 3rd down and 8. Need to get near the 18 for that 1st down. Deep. Keating. Got it again. Touchdown, Fisher. Another beauty to Aaron Keating. Second time they've hooked up in this 3rd quarter. Flag on the play, though.
Kickoff.
It's going to be on the kickoff.
Pass interference on the defense. The penalty enforced at the kickoff. Touchdown is good.
43-13 is our score. It's a heck of a throw.
It's a beautiful pass, and Aaron Keating, again, is behind the defense. 2nd touchdown of the night, and he's just got great ball skills.
Knocked through by Dinwiddie, and it is now a 44-13 lead. Here's another look.
You're right, Dave. It's a beautiful pass, right where it needs to be. And pass interference, no matter for Keating. Aaron Keating, 6th touchdown of the season. Have a day, young man.
So that makes it a 31-point lead for Wadsworth, which will start a running clock after the ball is kicked off. And then after the ball is spotted after the kickoff. Will remain a continuous clock until Elyria can get inside that 30-point differential. Beautiful ball by Luke Fisher. Both of those touchdown passes to Keating. Well thrown.
They are, I'm really impressed with Luke Fisher and his ability to throw the football. Offensive line holding up. Doing a nice job pass protecting as well as run blocking.
Absolutely. And because of that pass interference on the touchdown, they are going to kick off from the 45 of Elyria. Yeah, that I did leave that little phrase out, the 45 of Elyria.
Yep. Let's see if he goes for the uprights. I think he does, and it's just going to be short.
Touchback, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Elyria Pioneers.
And we are in the running clock time. Did you say that?
Yep, as soon as they spot the ball and mark it.
I believe we're in a running clock situation here after the ball spotted. The ref may start.
I think you just lost 20 seconds right there.
It hasn't, it's got to give the, he hasn't signaled that it's been spotted yet. Now he has. Klotz. Little pump fake. Trying to buy some time, and he is sacked back at the 15th. That will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. There's a flag on the play.
Luke Ryder came in to make that sack, Dave, and he came up around the top.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 9. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, 1st down.
Okay, here's Ryder all over him, and that left hand just
Yeah.
gets on the cage of
And
Klotz.
that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. We head to the fourth. Wadsworth 44, Elyria 13. It's the OHSAA Game of the Week here on Spectrum News 1. We get set to start fourth quarter action. It will be 1st and 10 from the 30 for the Pioneers. They get it out quickly. A ball comes loose. Good aggressive effort by Wadsworth as it's complete to Lucky, Jasir Lucky. Goes out of bounds, so it was out. Good play defensively. That was Brandon Sams who knocked that ball free. 2nd and 15 as they lose 5. Glover gets back to the 28-29, so picked up 4. 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Sams and Probst on the tackle. This Braden Probst, as advertised, he is a 5'8", 170-pound senior, and he's a tackling machine. You see you got Luke Ramsier, number 49, in there at defensive end. The senior.
Gilbert gets the handoff. Fights forward, but will be short of the first down. 4th down.
This play by Blackburn on the defensive side of the ball.
David Gilbert, the ball carrier.
The freshman Gavin Madigan in there as well. You know, I think the two freshmen played pretty well, Dave. Gavin Madigan and Calix Lamp.
Yeah. You know, the Grizzlies have done a nice job of not allowing Glover to really get rolling. I mean, he's had a couple of runs, but he has not been able to carry this offense like he normally does.
Yep.
And that will be downed at about the 33-yard line. So, Ryan, Aaron Keating has found a little bit of a hookup here with Luke Fisher in this third quarter.
That's an extremely difficult catch right there by Keating. And again, he's just looking right at him. There's a PI on that. Didn't matter. He still didn't go down in the end zone. He's telling you. That's 2 TDs on tonight's game. I don't know how much Elyria is going to be throwing the ball, so there's a good chance it might just be 2 for Keating.
Then We have a new quarterback in, is Josh Pasco. Will step in as the quarterback.
Pioneers, timeout.
We're going to step aside, take the timeout with them. 9:30 remaining, 44-13, Wadsworth leading. First and 10, Josh Pasco in as the quarterback for the Grizzlies. And straight ahead running. Flag comes in. And it's Nathan Metzger getting some action at running back.
Personal foul. Offense number 23. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
So that'll cost the Grizzlies 15. All the way back to the 20 is where it will be spotted. They need to get to the 44 for a first down. So it's second down and 24. Yes. Pasco pulls it, and he gets across the 25, out near the 27.
Isaiah Johnson with the tackle. You know, Dave, when the penalty happens, the clock continues to
Correct.
run.
Yep.
And I've often said right here, and does it keep running on a delay of game
Yeah.
or an offsides?
The official has the discretion to stop it if he believes one of the team, the team that's winning is intentionally trying to do that. I know where you're going with it.
Yeah. Well, I've thought about that many times. Like, well, why wouldn't you just, keep taking penalties and then the time would just expire? Maybe I have too much spare time on my hands.
And Wadsworth is going to take a timeout.
You know, when we had this timeout at halftime, we saw Wadsworth, who has a tremendous band, as does Elyria. Great halftime show. The Wadsworth band is going to the Peach Bowl this year. They will be performing there, which is great for the band, the school, the community.
Ohio, get ready to head to the polls with your personalized voter guide on the Spectrum News app. We have all the tools and resources you need to stay informed about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and how and where to vote in your community. Just scan the QR code you see there and get ready to vote. Again, that is the Spectrum News app's voter guide. Fourth down and 16, so it will be a punting situation. Davis Nye lines up in punt formation.
Nice punt.
Fair catch called for and made by Gilbert back at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for Elyria.
So if this holds up, which it should, Wadsworth is most likely going to tangle with Medina next week. Danny Stoddard and the passing attack of Medina. Two very good coached football teams. Larry Laird does a nice job at Medina, and as you can see here with Justin Todd, I mean, you know, you've seen a couple personal fouls, but for the most part, they play pretty clean football here in Wadsworth.
So the clock starts. Klotz in the shotgun with Glover next to him. Some miscommunication. Klotz goes down. Klotz is looking like, Lance, where are you going? I'm trying to give you the ball.
Yeah, well, again, timing, and the snap was well off to the right of Klotz. And Glover was on the left, and he doesn't know that, so he's run into the hole. And all that noise you hear is the student section and the band of the Grizzlies doing their best Grizzly impersonation.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 for Elyria. There is Glover into the secondary. Glover near midfield, brought down.
Probst again. Nice tackle.
3rd down and 3 as we approach the midway point of this 4th quarter. Ryan Klotz has the call. Trouble with the snap again. Glover got back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down.
And that time Glover waited for the handoff, but when the snap's off, the timing's off, the execution is affected.
Fourth down and 3.
We're into that time, weather-wise in Ohio, Dave, where you show up and it's, long sleeve weather, and you leave and it's winter coat weather.
Low snap again. Glover brought down in the backfield. It goes over on downs to the Wadsworth Grizzlies, and Parker Ross got penetration and able to bring the big back down for a loss of a couple.
Nice play by the junior. He's in for Blackburn. Look at him fighting through blockers, and brings him down. That's a nice play.
Ball spotted at the 48-yard line of Elyria for the Grizzlies. They spot it, the clock starts running. And the play clock is actually down to 7.
Yeah, I think they're going to boost it. I don't think that's right. Now they're going to wind it. The combination of the running clock along with the 30, is it 35 or 40 seconds on the?
40.
40 seconds, you can.
Yep.
The first down here, you can almost exhaust the clock.
That's what Josh Pasco, the quarterback that is in, looking at that play clock.
Boy, oh boy.
Good penetration by the Pioneers, and thrown for a loss is Metzger.
Not a whole lot of options for Nathan Metzger on that carry.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 13.
Pretty complete effort by the Grizzlies in this game, I think, Dave.
Yeah, the offense was pretty varied. Figure Eight's had a big game. They had Stack early. You've had Fisher hit Keating with a couple touchdowns, and the defense has not allowed Glover to get rolling at all. And if you had check marks, all those would be important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's it. Like the keys to the game, they did them all.
Right.
Like if Coach Todd, you want to take away the big back. You can't let him beat you, and they didn't.
And they won up front,
Yeah.
which was, you mentioned about matching the physicality early, and yeah, they did.
Yeah, no, Wadsworth, they're an aggressive team, Also, what I like offensively, you got Figure Eight, who played real well, but if you can get Keating going, Will Stack wasn't even a big part of the offense in the second half.
Right.
But there's a lot on film for Larry Laird and Medina to look at, because you got some real offensive players that can hurt you in a variety of ways for this Wadsworth offense.
Isaiah Johnson throws Pasco for a loss, so it'll be
Okay.
4th down and punting situation.
Yeah, and he can hurt you in a lot of ways, Isaiah Johnson. He's
Davis Nye back in punt formation.
We got 5 seconds. They got to snap it here. They do.
And that one is going to be downed. Ryan, time to take a look at our player of the game. Our player of the game is brought to you by Alt Care Health Plans, and it is Kyle Figueroa, the running back.
Yeah, I thought he had a real nice game. This Wadsworth offense, they had a couple big plays in the passing game, but it's all about the running game. Kyle Figueroa and this offensive line are going to set the tone for the Grizzlies throughout the playoffs, and I think that's what they did tonight. Kyle Figueroa, 3 touchdowns,
Yep.
and a lot of smiles on the sidelines for that young man.
I know, I'm getting cold.
A lot of smiles in all of Wadsworth. The Grizzlies are moving on to the second round to face the second seed in Division I, Region 1, the Medina Bees.
This is a good win for Wadsworth.
Yeah.
And I like how they match up. The question always when you're going to face a team like Medina is, can you cover? Can you cover? Can you get to the quarterback defensively?
Do you have the speed to run with them? And they'll create some issues for Medina's defense as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think Wadsworth could give a lot of defenses
Right.
some trouble.
They're varied enough.
Yep, and they're sound.
Right.
They don't make a lot of mistakes, as I pointed out. No turnovers, so that you take care of the football and you're not having a lot of negative plays. Those things add up over the course of a game.
Going to take a shot. Incomplete.
And that looks like Josh Godbelt in at quarterback for Elyria. I think that's Godbelt. Just a little bit underthrown.
And we are inside of 30 seconds. Handoff goes to Gilbert. Breaking through. 30, 20. And he's brought down inside the 10. And that will be the final play of the ball game. And Wadsworth advances with a 44-13 win over Elyria. Final thought on this one, Ryan Cavanaugh.
Complete performance from Wadsworth. I look forward to seeing them next week. And for how long they can take it in the playoffs, this is a good football team. Looking forward to it.
Once again, tonight's final score, Wadsworth 44, Elyria 13. Tune in next Friday night for a live OHSAA regional quarterfinal game at 7 o'clock right here on Spectrum News 1, your television home for high school sports. For Ryan Cavanaugh, the entire Spectrum News 1 crew, I'm Dave Bacon. Good night from Arkwright Stadium. Congratulations to the Grizzlies. They're moving on.